Okay, this is how I jacked up my Honda Helix. Got an old 94 Honda Helix that I'm doing some maintenance on. And I bought one of those Harbor Freight motorcycle jacks. But if you look at the Honda Helix, underneath, it's not really a good place to jack because you get this protective shield at the bottom, like a rock panel or something. There's not a good place to put this kind of motorcycle jack here that you would put on a frame, a good solid frame on a bigger motorcycle. So what I did was, instead of trying to get it between my kickstand and the motor here, trying to see if this thing will balance, I put a couple of 2x6s where I cut 2x6s on my jack, and I'm using a center stand, and I happen to have a Harbor Freight transmission jack. So basically I just ratcheted the front wheel down to the transmission jack with the ratchet straps that come with this transmission jack, strapped it down through the wheel, spokes on the wheel. And you have to kind of be careful with this. I use my, I'm using a leveler on my meter stick here. And I just got one end on the front, the transmission where the front wheel is, and one where the back motorcycle stand is. And I just carefully, I jack this up about 4 times in the back, pump about 4 times here. And then I crank my transmission jack up using my wrench about 4 times here. Crank it up. And I just alternate back and forth, watching this balance to make sure it doesn't get too far off center. About 4 times on each side here and here will work for you, but don't jack more than 4 times, but do each side. As you do one, do the other. That'll keep the bike reasonably level, because you don't want to tilt it too far, have it too far up in the front, because it'll tilt it back, and with all the weight of the Helix in the back and everything, it'll fall off the back. You don't want to go too far forward, because it'll make it roll forward off your center stand. But the way I've got it now, it's reasonably stable. I mean, right here I can shake it. She's not going anywhere. It's just like it's on the ground. I can shake this thing, move it back and forth. It's not going anywhere. It's like it's on the ground, so you can work with it. Just don't push a lot of weight down on the back end, but you can do any type of work you need to do back here on this engine. I'm getting ready to remove this rear cover, take all this stuff off so I can get to it. I got to change my gear oil. I'm going to change the coolant, the gear oil, and this thing has that notorious squeak. I've got that squeak in here that I've seen some people talk about on YouTube. And if anybody ever located that squeak, because I don't know where it is, I can't find it. I've oiled everything in here that I could think of, every motor mount, every connection where it connects to the frame, motor mounts and stuff. I cannot find the squeak. So if anybody knows where that squeak comes from, it gets faster when the engine gets faster, and the squeak gets lower when the engine gets lower, but it only squeaks when the engine's running and both wheels are on the ground. So if anybody's ever located that notorious squeak or where I can look for it, please just hit me back on this video and just let me know where it is. Okay, so this is how I jacked up my Honda Helix. And if you got a couple of jacks like transmission and a motorcycle jack, use your level, and it works reasonably well. Just be careful.